Hello ChessKid, I am woman grandmaster Keti Tsatsalashvili, and in these videos on YouTube I will show you one of the best chess games. Before we go to the main part of the video, let me introduce you my crocodile. Yes, you heard it. This is my crocodile Lizzie. Lizzie just started to play chess. She's also ChessKid, so I'm gonna put her on the sofa. She will see these games and time to time I will ask her some questions. She's really good. So let me put her here. And let's start our video now. So today I'm gonna show you some of the best games of the strongest female chess player, Judit Polgar. I do have here this board where I have some of the interesting facts about Judit. So it says that she was among top 10 strongest chess players in the world by her rating, and her rating was 2,735. That is highest rating you can imagine, and I wish I had this rating, but I am not really close. All right, if you are a ChessKid and you want to be as strong as Judit Polgar, then you are at the right place. Now you can improve your chess studying by her experience. All right, let's start the first game. And I choose this game because Judit was just 12 years old and she was playing just like strong grandmaster. Let's start it. So here we have it. And her opponent in this game is Polina Chilingirova. And Judit is playing with white pieces. Judit likes to play 1 e4. She goes with that. And her opponent plays c5. Oh, hold on. I forgot to mention that this game has been played at the Chess Olympiad. So at the age of 12, she was already the member of the national team of Hungary. This is amazing achievement indeed. So after c5, Judit goes with knight move. And black responded also with a knight move. Well, here we have bishop b5. This is one of her favorite moves, and this is Rosolimo attack. I will not be focused on the opening here. I will be focused at the middle game here. So let's very quickly go through these moves. Black responded with g6. She wants to fianchetto the bishop here. So Judit answered with castle. And after bishop to g7, Judit said, I want to control the center. I play c3. Next, I want to play d4. I want to have strong center, so my pieces will be happy pieces to have more space. The opponent thought a little bit and she decided to play e5 to control this square by 2 pawns, knight and the bishop. So she thinks that this is secure and her center is just strong. But no. Judit had here a plan and she decided to play d4 anyway, to break through the center and to sacrifice this pawn. As I mentioned earlier, there are too many pieces for black which are controlling this square. So let's see what happened in the game. Black decided to take it with the pawn, and now by the knight. Why not? It's a free pawn. We do like free pawns, especially the central pawns. So here, after knight takes d4, Judit decided to take this knight. And here black has to make a decision to take it with the bishop or to take it with the pawn. In the game, Judit's opponent decided to take it with the pawn to control some of the squares, so white's pieces cannot develop on these squares. But if she could play bishop to d4, then Judit's plan was to just develop her knight. This knight is going to d5 square, really lovely square. It's only white who controls this square. And black has here some issues. If black develops the knight and hoping to castle next move, white has here several moves, starting with bishop to h6 to stop castling. And black has here a lot of things to deal with. And the next move, which I also like very much, is bishop to g5. I'm sure you like to pin the knights and the queen at the same diagonal. Now white wants to play knight to d5 and black is really struggling. So because of this, black decided to take the pawn, extra pawn in the center, by its own pawn and control this very important square. So knight c3 and bishop e3 will be a little bit difficult to play here for white. But that's okay. Judith said, I don't care about these pieces. I want to have more space in the center. And she pushed e5. This is another pawn sacrifice, but to take this pawn is really risky because now we do have bishop and the king at the same line. So rook comes to e1, attacks the bishop, and after queen guards the bishop, we do have f4. So black is losing a piece in the center, and this is not the best scenario black wants to play. So yeah, black just decided after e5 just to ignore this pawn and develop the knight. So next move is castle, and black will be safer now. Well, after this, Judith decided to develop her bishop on g5. She could take the pawn on d4. She could take this pawn, but she wants to play something different, something extraordinary and strong. So bishop g5, the idea of bishop g5 is to play bishop to f6. She recognized that this bishop is just lonely here, not guarded, and after bishop f6 some trades can happen and e-file can be open because white is going to take this bishop by the pawn. So this is just very good position. So after bishop g5, black castled, and here we have queen takes the pawn. So here we have this position. What just happened? White has very good center. White has already developed these bishops here, and black is struggling with queen side pieces. It's just a bit harder to develop this light square bishop, and that's the reason why white has here very good position. So black played knight to c6. I know this queen is hanging now, but white is not going to take this queen because black can also take white's queen here. I take the bishop, another bishop will be hanging here on d8, so no, we're not going there. But instead of this, Judith played queen to h4. So now this threat remains and black has to move the queen, and white brought the queen on the king side. We mentioned the problem for black is this bishop, but actually another problem for black is the king and the weaknesses on the dark squares. So after queen to b6, this bishop is hanging. White played knight to c3 just to guard the bishop, to develop the knight. At some point, white can also play knight to d5 to bring this knight on the king side. And also, white can always just connect the rooks in the center. So very good position. You could just dream to have this position. All right, let's go forward. Black here played bishop to e5. Lizzie, this move is really, really bad. You just don't want to take pawns like this. It's a central pawn. It looks like a healthy pawn. That's how we call it time to time. But it's really bad move because this bishop now left the king all alone. So guys, before you capture pawns like this, make sure that it's safe. And now it's time for white to make the best move. And she goes rook to e1. Just like this. Her idea is to take the knight on c6, where after this trade, the bishop on e5 will be unprotected. Black decided to move this bishop, but now she made a huge mistake. She decided to trade this bishop for the knight and then take the bishop here. So she got an extra bishop here, but this is not the best. The best could be, instead of take this knight here, she already took the pawn. Now she wants to take a bishop here on b5. She should go back here on g7 and guard the king. This is still not the best position for black. White can play here bishop c4 just to get this bishop on this diagonal, and next white wants to play knight to d5, knight to f6. This is really strong position for white, but still not losing for black. So after bishop to c3 and this trade, black captured the bishop on b5, and now we do have very strong move played by Judith, and this move is queen to h6. The threat is bishop to f6 and then checkmate on g7. So she's using the fact that bishop is off the board and all the dark squares on the king side is weak. So bishop f6 is a threat, and her opponent played queen to f5. Very logical move. And now it is the final blow. Judith made this move, beautiful move. If you want to solve this, it's kind of puzzle position here. You can stop this video and try to do it by yourself, or you can just follow watching this video and you will find it out what's the best move. What do you think, Lizzie? What's the best move? Okay, she wants to tell me something. Okay. All right, yeah, Lizzie's right. Lizzie's right. I hope you're also right. I hope you got this. So queen takes the rook, queen sacrifice. Black has no other alternative but to take this queen and accept the sacrifice. And now we do have just bishop h6. Dark squares are extremely weak on the king side. Black is forced now to go back on g8 because king can't go on e-file. The rook controls this file. And after king goes on this side, we do have here checkmate by the rook. What a beautiful game by young Judit Polgar, just like she was also ChessKid. She played this game at the Olympiad and she won this game.
Welcome to my world.